Alright.
They should better hurry up and start.
I know what's name said he was gonna tune in. Shin Raven. Raven was gonna tune in.
Maven from WWE.
All right, so what we can do, guys, if you want, this will actually be better for us. How about we do the console update rant, then we do your idea, Alex, with the Street Fighter V Phase 2 of the beta.
Oh no! Actually, that one's gonna wait till like Monday, because Project Justice wants to be on it. Cody wants to be on it.
Oh, everyone wants to be on it on Monday? All right, then. All right, so we're about to start the local recording. I guess I'll segue into it since I put it up and whatnot.
Yeah, that's right.
Welcome, everybody, to the New Gaming Order Rant podcast for October 25th of 2015. We're basically here to talk about an issue that recently just occurred to me on the Xbox One, but we're going to generalize this as a whole. So I would like to introduce the panel that we have today, and besides, on my left is NGO Alex Lexus.
Who's that?
Who? You mean who's that? What?
I don't know him.
You don't, but yet you talking in his place then. What?
I just look like the guy.
Oh, you just
unbelievable.
What's going on, people? I'm back like the Juggernaut, bitch. Yeah.
Dag, yo. And besides Alex is NGO Shinwar. What's up?
Yeah, what's going on, peoples?
Alright, so we're gonna get right into it. And basically, just recently I acquired a 6TB Western Digital hard drive from our investor, NYC Playboy. And I wanted to format it so I can put all my games and my apps on the external hard drive. Apparently, the new Xbox experience is very buggy. We all know that. It's a beta. But it doesn't allow me to access or reformat it. It just goes in an infinite loop. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to take the loss for the team, and I'm going to just factory reset the entire thing. I'm going to go back to day one settings and then reapply the normal update without having the beta. And when I did that and wasted 10 minutes doing that, I lost all my game saves, all my apps, everything.
I thought you had your saves.
Well, no, I'm talking about locally, not on the cloud. On the cloud, I can put my game saves back. But I'm saying everything locally was gone. Then I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to update the firmware so it's to the one before the beta. And when I turn it on, guess what happens? The beta's still there and all my shit's gone. And I still can't fucking format my hard drive. So then I had to call Microsoft, and they said that, oh, did you try all these steps? And I said, yeah. Then they told me, like, oh, your account is bounded to the update, so preview. So even if you do delete your shit on your console, it's still going to be there because it's registered on your gamer tag. So you basically telling me that I can't even get myself out of it the manual way. I just have to wait till you guys release the shit.
Unbelievable.
And then it goes the same way for the PlayStation, where when it had its update, it would be breaking consoles, and they try to call customer service to get a replacement unit, and they said, "Oh, we can't do that. That's not our fault."
Oh shoot.
So I would like to ask around, as a whole, do you think these console updates, having early access to these builds, are necessary for the public to test them and still ruin their experience of gaming and make it more stressful for them? Or do you find it to be no, it is needed and necessary, and they could have a choice between in-house testing and public testing?
I'll let Shinwar go first.
What? Oh, why? Because you're playing Street Fighter V beta, Alex? Is that why? Because you're in a rank match, I bet.
No,
anyway.
Yes, you go.
Yeah,
no, I'm not. I'm fixing my MSI. It's not running it well. And I got you. Thank you.
Yeah. I feel though you're absolutely right in regards to the experience. I think that's why it is in the beta and we're testing and stuff. But they have to take in consideration, if you know the product is buggy, and I'm pretty sure they reference that, in
the TOS, the policy.
Right. And so yeah, we know we're under the impression, but not to the point where we have to go and we have to reset our consoles back to factory defaults. We shouldn't have to do that. And honestly, the process to go back to the original GUI, it shouldn't be hard. We shouldn't have to back this up and back that up we didn't have to do that going forward into the new layout. So yeah, it should be a little smoother and a little easier.
It should, and I find it to be very stressful because, and correct me if I'm fucking wrong, but I have a PC, and if I want to fucking clean save my hard drive and reapply the older version, I can, and there's nothing stopping me. But for some reason, when I try to do that on the fucking Xbox or the PlayStation 4, it just stood with the same dashboard from the beta and basically just said, fuck you, all your shit's gone, haha. Like, I don't seem that to be necessary. And then Microsoft support can't even have a fix for this? To the point where I can use my stuff without it being, like, buggy? And then I heard that in order for me to use my hard drive, get this, okay? I would have to go to a friend's house that doesn't have the beta, format it on his Xbox, and then bring it back to my house and then use it.
I was about to say that.
That's too much.
But you know what?
Stupid.
To chime in, number one, I think Microsoft and Sony, they're so enamored by trying to overtake each other for the holiday season. They're rushing things out, not fully testing, so that, you know, let's be real, the fans have a lot to do with this, because they're just like, oh yeah, they want to have bragging rights for the system. So just like any professional team, basketball, NFL, MLB, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, we got to do this right, you know, we got to look good. And when you're rushing stuff, look what happens. Now, Microsoft, ordinarily, their customer support is good, you know, but to see that they're falling into the same practices or falling into the same pool as Steam customer support and Sony, that doesn't bode well for them. And it's just, to your fact, I was surprised. I didn't even know this because I'm content with my 2 terabyte drive for right now. I don't need anything bigger, but now if I get a new hard drive, I can't format it. Microsoft, fix it. That no go, 110% wrong. Stop rushing it. Make sure it works. You know, I would have delayed the Xbox One experience to make it more stable. How could they miss that?
How could they do this?
But the funny thing is as well, I wish I could fucking put it on the stream, but I'll have to do a bunch of other shit. When you go into the Xbox Preview dashboard, which is the app for, you know, the beta, and you read the known announcements, it states in quotes that it has fixed these known issues and errors, but in actuality they did not. So apparently someone released a log change while nothing was fixed. And then it fucked up everything for me, because then I would have never told Playboy if he could do me the favor and getting me a 6 terabyte hard drive to fucking
What you need all that space for, Nelson?
To prevent for the future, so I don't have to buy another one. Anywho, to get all my shit on the external and then be good so I can play all my games instead of deleting one and putting the other one back on. It was to prevent that so I could have easier access for streaming and so on. And then now I can't revert back to the old factory default UI, but instead you're just basically giving me a big fuck you because it's bounded to my gamer tag and I can't do anything about it. Even if I was to do a hardwire to the PC and fucking flush out the damn motherboard and put a brand new Xbox One firmware, I can't do that.
Yeah, that's not possible all around. Like that's on a whole other level. But
yeah, you shouldn't even have to do all that.
I would just say this. I was talking to Nelson before we went on to, you know, he was conceptualizing the idea to expose Microsoft's flaw with that new dashboard. The original Xbox, now that system has already saw its course, I don't even associate other folks, but people know I was doing dashboard modifications and I was playing MAME, SNES, like all kinds of funny emulators on the original Xbox, right?
You were?
And with that, there was a tool on the PC that will allow me to put it in exFAT format, where it was compatible with the OS for the original Xbox. Make a PC tool to format it, like you can put it on a USB 3.0, format it to what the X1 would read, so that maybe that could be a workaround, because I know
talking
they
about
can
the OS?
See, now, To cut you into that real quickly, I downloaded something just as what you just mentioned today, where you plug in your external hard drive to the PC.
And it'll format it.
It'll format it for the console. But the funny thing is, it just doesn't work. Like someone just made it so it doesn't work.
Is it like a third party, or was it something?
It's a third party. It's not an official shit. It's
that's kind of like.
And then people was like, "Oh, thank you, it worked. It worked." I'm like, "What the fuck you talking about?"
You know what? I would look deeper and see like what worked for them. That's similar to my motorcycle world, where people are doing flash modifications to our bikes' computers. It might work for somebody, but not somebody else, and you got to find how to make those conditions. But Shinwar said it best: you shouldn't have to go through all that.
Yeah, you
so,
shouldn't.
But even in there, like it's a beta, but some problems should not be in the beta, because you already know that the hard drive space that comes in the PS4 and the Xbox One are already small to begin with. To not be able to add on storage on the Xbox One like that, and then what was that problem that the PS4 had before? With their update, it wasn't to do with space, but
it was bricking their consoles, not being able to allow them to turn it on. And when it stood in that stasis, they said that it's either that the motherboard got corrupted with the BIOS file, or the motherboard overheated when the update was applied.
Ugh. Microsoft, Sony, but this is mainly at Microsoft, because ordinarily they have a good track record with these types of things, but I think they might be spread a bit too thin. And this is actually going to reinforce what I was saying about they need to stop putting resources towards the 360 and focus on your current system and fix this stuff. That's the wrong answer, Microsoft. Get it together. Get it together. That's all I got on that one.
Yeah, but to answer your question, Shin Raven, there's nothing wrong with the hard drive. It's brand new. It reads on the Xbox One, and it comes up as an external device to be able to be used for media, music, and pictures. But there's an option to format it so you can use it to install and transfer over your games and your apps on the console, so you can expand upon the memory, so you won't be stuck with only 500 gigs from the initial console's memory cycle. I just got okay. But now, mind you, I want to use this 5.4 terabyte external hard drive, and I can't even do that because of the actual dashboard itself. For whatever glitchy shit that it has, every single external hard drive, not just my brand, I'm talking about Seagate, Western Digital, Samsung, Toshiba, the third-party ones, SanDisk, all of them don't work because of this glitch. And people try to do a workaround with the diagnostics tool to do an offline firmware update. This shit doesn't read. And then on top of that,
this is a bad time for that to happen. Yeah. Halo's about to come out.
That's another thing. A lot of people was buying it because of the Halo 5 massive install for the DLC and for the initial title itself. And nothing can be worked because a lot of people is on this preview beta thing, and now they're getting shitted on where it's coming to crunch time, and what they're gonna have to do, just delete all their games and only play one game on their console.
That's why you know what, cool. they should have 1 terabyte standard. Review Tech said it best. That doesn't make sense. But hey, you know what, now they're gonna learn their lesson. As many units as they were projected to push, this is another setback for them. DRM, now you're stumbling at the worst time.
Yeah. The
worst time, Halo. Matter of fact, I gotta go check and see. Oh, I'm not sharing that, but if I'm gonna go and install it, you know what I mean? That makes no sense. No sense. You got the 9 gig download day 1 patch. Then it was like 60 gigs.
Yeah.
No. It's actually 45, and then you download the 9 gig patch. So that puts you at 54. Around 54.
Okay, so I guess they rounded up, but yeah, that's too much.
That's the actual number. I seen it.
I know the other folks are talking about 60 gig total or whatever. Like, I guess they were just, but that's still a lot. That's still a lot, because if you have it at that, you're taking like almost a little over a fourth of your console's stock capacity, and now that the Xbox One is locked out for this now, so that means I'm affected by this and didn't even know this. And I'm lucky that I had my system or my 2 terabyte put in there before the update. So okay, Microsoft, let's see what y'all all about. You know what I mean? So this is the giant that provides Windows for almost 98.6% of the computers that are out there in the world. They have the resources. Again, choke out the 360, focus all those resources on your current gen. I'm sorry, you gotta put the horse down, and this is their problem. They're spread too thin. So fix it, Microsoft, fix it.
Yeah, it's just really bad. And I found the thing that Alex, you were just talking about with like the actual program. It's called Xbox One External Storage Device Converter.
Yeah, it's FAT-X. It's a FAT-X formatter or so.
Yeah, but the thing is though, the Xbox external thing converts it to NTFS.
It's not supposed to do that.
Unless that's his default. That's his default thing, because how the hell are you going to be able to transfer games and apps with a larger capacity size more than 4 gigs?
They might have changed it, because when I was doing it for the 360,
the 360 that was different.
Yeah, that was a FAT-X format.
Yeah, that was different. But now with the storage size that everything has to be installed onto the console
NTFS,
itself,
yeah.
It has to be NTFS in order for you to even move and transfer it over. And mind you, I've been trying to do this shit for almost all morning, and I have yet to find a solution, because I know there's shit on the computer that you can convert your external hard drives to work for a console. I used to do that for the PlayStation 3. That's how I got this shit to save all my game saves and even the games itself. But I don't know if it's just like, again, the beta is just constricting me to being able to not be able to have that feature. I will still try to format it in the sense.
If we found a workaround or a solution, just probably put a solve or problem solved video. But
right,
Microsoft, Reddit users are already blasting that, because they were trying to not, put Microsoft on the crucifix, but you gotta call it like you see it, fair and impartial. Like, they messed up. How did they not catch that?
Yeah, that's
what I want to know. Like, that's a big oversight.
Yeah, it's a really big issue. And then on top of that, there's a lot of features.
Microsoft fucking up, man.
There's a lot of features with I gotten a lot of messages earlier. The party chat. When you guys are trying to party chat from the computer to the console, guess what, guys? You can't fucking do it, because now it registers to your IP address and your router settings. So the
Xbox, go full screen.
If you haven't noticed, whenever you guys do check if you have the beta preview and you do
Xbox, go to TV.
You do a multiplayer test, and you hold the left trigger, right trigger, left bumper, right bumper. It gives you like an advanced version. They have the MTU, instead of 1500, it's only at 910.
What?
If you haven't noticed that. And what that means is that you have very limited or to no connection of getting updates when you freely supposed to acquire them, and you have to force the updates by power cycling your console more than twice.
That's the wrong answer. Wrong. Because Shinwar and I, there have been times we're trying to get into each other's party, and then we're like fussing at each other like, dude, I was trying to invite you to the party, I got everybody here. And then Nelson will be somewhere else, and then it's like we're just trying to get everybody in one place, and then it just gets to a point where we just go to Skype.
Yeah.
Maybe they should get rid of the party and just make Skype the default thingy, because that works every time. But even Skype is starting to have problems. Like when trying to set up the podcast and such, you got freaking Demizzle can't get in, or Takuma can't get in. It's like, what's going on? Like, I don't know. I'm gonna just leave that alone, man. Microsoft, fix it.
Yeah, so. I just find it really dumb how. Oh my god, dude, it's just so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I really don't understand. Like right now, I'm trying to, as we speak, I am running this application as an administrator to see if I could convert the external hard drive into the usage of an Xbox thing. And when it says
Why
scan,
he got his vest in the back?
and it says scan, it says no Xbox
Shut up,
One.
yo.
It says no Xbox One external hard drive device found. And mind you, it's supposed to be able to find the hard drive that I'm using, or ask for me to use the hard drive that I'm using and convert it. This shit don't work.
Wow. Wait, and then Shinra even said something. I don't find it to be console breaking just yet. No, it's not console breaking.
It's not.
It's just that they. But for the thing with the space, though, there are games that are getting so massive that, man, they can't afford to have this kind of problem.
What is EX FAT?
EX.
That's an old format.
Yeah.
Like you have FAT 16, FAT 32.
32, yeah.
It's old formats for the hard drive. But honestly, they're unsecure. That's why everything is pretty much NTFS now.
Because the Xbox original had that Fat X.
It was FAT, right? Yeah.
But it was a specific one to secure that hard drive because people were running in there. I even had the program where I was exploring what was on the Xbox hard drive.
Unbelievable.
And that's how they were like pulling like games and ISOs and all that stuff. Like that's how they were ripping them. That's why they were doing it in such a way where they're like, hey, we got to secure the stuff. Imagine now with the game's mandatory installs, and then they go to the hard drive and pull the file out, hack the XEX file, and then just have it boot somewhere. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute. In the original Xbox, it was only running off disk, but then they was getting it to run off the hard drive, right?
Yeah, to speed up, to not wear out the disk tray. And
Right.
shout out to Project Justice for checking us out. Because New Gaming Order audience, check out the multi-Twitch. Project Justice is part of the crew. He's New Gaming Order. He has his channel on the multi-Twitch, so you'll get to see a lot of Street Fighter. Excuse me. Ooh, catching a cold. A lot of Street Fighter footage from him. He does a lot of trying to develop tech. He found something with Nakali yesterday. It was pretty cool, but not getting off topic. These companies just need to get it together. You're taking our money, and yes, we know in the beta program it says yes, some things may not work, but it can't be something like this. You know what I mean? Breaking PS4s now, not allowing for X1s to add to the storage because of the dashboard. Fix it. Halo is right there. You know, you can't afford this now. You can't. At least Sony fixed it. Granted, it took them time, but they fixed it. So I give Microsoft the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure they're gonna fix it too. So, I mean, it is what it is. So because again, like, and so that the fanboys don't think we're just going after. No, Microsoft fucked up Royal, and it's because you want to see both do well, so that it keeps content coming. But man, that's unacceptable. And how long did it take, Nelson, for Sony to fix that bricking system thing?
Last time I checked, it took about 2-3 months.
Hey.
I don't think it was that long.
Yeah, it took about 2 to 3 months for the people who did get bricked to actually get them fixed.
Unbelievable.
What, did they replace the systems, or did they have like a?
Apparently, they said they was willing to replace the systems, but they said that since that happened, it voids the warranty, so they had to pay to get it fixed. And I don't see the point in that.
But that's the problem, though. You should not have to pay. If Sony has a defective item and they're like, oh, take it to a tech or whatnot. When I heard that on Review Tech's channel, like, you purchase like the PS4 and something happened, it's your fault. And shout outs to those who claim that some people weren't taking care of their consoles. Like, how is it that you're gonna ask for $79.99 somewhere to take it to a specialist to fix the system? No, Sony, you fix it. You fix it. Like,
that is very true. Sony does have to fucking fix it, because I thank God my PS4 is not fucking broken, but
I don't use it enough to even open up the window. And now considering what happened with my PS2s, I don't let enough dust accumulate on any Sony system, because I don't want him to say that there was a guy that almost got denied his system getting replaced way back in the day because they're like, oh, it was too dusty. Fuck you mean it's too dusty? The thing sits in the what, they gotta come out and take it out for maintenance or what? I mean, look, electronics pull dust. Yeah, he was doing canned air or whatnot, but what gets into the system gets into the system. Like, they have to know that.
Yeah, it's a pretty obvious thing that.
And I would do my rant about the Vita, but I'm just gonna make it a PSA here. Sony is no longer making Vita games. Yeah, they made the announcement going forward. That's the end of that. I don't know what kind of support will go beyond that announcement, but that hurts me because I was the day one adopter. You know, so I don't know.
He was a doctor.
Yeah. Dr. Sony, PhD, but yeah, it bothers me because now it's like we're ranting on the companies, and it's just like, you know what, will our voices be heard? But damn, they just didn't do enough. They didn't do enough, and overall, Microsoft get it together, Sony get it together. They didn't promote the Vita the way that it should have. You know, it drowned in the mobile market. It this wasn't, and I guess that Sony was afraid that the Vita would have become like the Kinect if they had forced it on people, you know. But then AAA titles on the go, like the Mizzle free play mode was saying, is just some people just didn't have the time for it. So I just hope that if they see support and it's just like an add-on, like, because I use it as a controller for the PS4. But if they just see support, I'm gonna hack the shit out of that thing, and I'm gonna put like all kinds of mess and funny apps on there if they find an exploit on it. Yes, I said it because I paid my money on day one and it's about to sync. You know, but damn, maybe it's just my luck. Maybe I should just again, PC is the way to go. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But Nelson.
Yeah, let me see if I answer any more questions. If not, that'll be the end of it.
Well, thank you guys in the chat for checking us out. Check us out.
But if they're going off the main site saying that would you like to participate in a beta, let us take your information. We are not responsible to set damages. We are, as end users, just gotta be open-minded enough to actually read the EULA and be at your own risk. Also, he mentioned that, laugh out loud, if that would be the case, remember the price drop for launch of the 3DS?
Well, yes.
So.
But the 3DS and the Vita, you know, they're firmly established, and Nintendo continues to push that line. You know, like, they promote it. They promote it as it gets consistent support. Damn, there's some games that just should have ended up on the Vita. Lords of Shadow, Mirror of Fate was one of them. Makes no daggone sense. Like, hell, even that Dragon Ball that's coming out for the DS, the fighting game, why is that not coming out on the Vita? And that game looks phenomenal for a handheld. So, I don't know, man.
And then, let's see, official reports. Well, this is just adding on to the thing.
Oh, that's Shin Raven in the chat? Putting that?
No. This is something I'm reading. So someone contacted Xbox support on Twitter. Says that when I hit A to format games and apps on my brand new external hard drive, nothing happens. It's just a never-ending loading screen of a green or blue circle. Xbox One support has replied and said, oh no, let's try power cycling your console. Try these steps, which is basically, you know, how to do it and stuff like that. Are you able to format it then? Guy comes back, tried it already, still not working. Okay, let's
I read that.
Let's remove your profile and then power cycle, then sign back in. First off, guys, what the fuck difference does that make if everything is attached to your gamer tag and the issues are still applied on the console? Like, that doesn't change anything. Like, what kind of fucking workaround glitch would that be? And mind you, the shit still doesn't work. Even they recommended to get the offline system update diagnostics tool. I tried it, and you know what happened? My Xbox One bricked. So shit don't work.
How you on now, Nelson?
I'm just saying, I'm on now because I had to fucking power cycle the shit 5 times and pray. So the shit just turned on, but
that's why we pray.
But it's just like, Why the fuck would you do that if you guys don't have a rollback implementation feature for your firmware? If for this kind of shit to happen, and that just would want to make me hard solder the fucking console and just strip the fucking the firmware out myself and then put it back to the prototype UI and do the shit from scratch.
I think they're gonna respond to it. Matter of fact, Nelson, maybe this video, once it's done and uploaded to YouTube, send it directly to Phil Spencer. He'll fix it.
I'll send it on to his
Twitter.
Because
you know what? Somebody said that the one thing with Phil Spencer and the Xbox division, they're approachable. They're not as distant like as Yoshida and Harai. You know what I mean? The guy's a relatable guy, so I think he'll listen. Like when I was sending stuff about the avatars, I'm like, yo, bring those back the same way that they were on the 360, and here they come November. I think that being that they're trying to get as much business as possible, their ears are open. So send this to him on Twitter. Shout out to you, Phil Spencer. I know inherited a lot of problems, and he can only do but so much. But fix it. Please fix it.
I'm not expecting him to directly get the word out to fix this thing. I know it's still gonna
but
take
he
his
responds to
processes
Twitter
time.
posts. So I'm just telling you from other users, like they send him stuff, he'll respond.
No, I'll definitely still send it to him because this shit needs to be addressed. Like, stop releasing buggy firmware to people where you're ruining the experience. And then on top of that, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not able to play Destiny until the fucking console feels like letting me play it. And that's really fucked up for the firmware. It basically thinks I'm offline because it's an online-only game. None of my DLC will work when I first turn on the game. I have to close and reopen the game 10 times. Just to play Destiny.
So you mad?
I'm not mad. I'm just saying. It's just like this whatever. I can jump on the PlayStation 4 and play Metal Gear. I can care less. But when I want to actually play during that time, it's very frustrating. Also, when Twitch closes manually, the WWE app crashes and it forces the console to power cycle.
A lot of apps were having issues. YouTube.
The party chat is another thing too. When you're joining someone on the console, and I want to talk to someone, what it does, it'll say connecting. It will be there, and then we're talking. My controller dies out. Guess what? I turn it back on. I get kicked out the party chat. I try to plug it in so it stays powered on. It still kicks me out the party chat. Then it says I'm disconnected until I power cycle the console again to be able to talk to someone. Like, this should not be an issue.
No,
it should not.
But Nelson, what are you doing on stream? I thought you were hiding out, looking like Rashid.
I'm on stream now because of my personal issues that I had previously has been settled now.
You killed them?
I didn't
kill them.
Wow. It's just been settled. We came to a mutual agreement with, I will not mention, but we came to a mutual agreement so things is a little bit better. So I'm able to start appearing on camera, and my job has...
Nobody want to see you.
Shut up. My job has accepted, certain things from the podcast, so I'm able to jump on. And now Danae hits me up saying, "Oh, when you want me to join?"
You know what? We gotta tell him in advance, so we'll let him know
I told him in advance, but he didn't.
No. Like we'll tell him, hey, for Thursday, just be on around 7:50. But
no, but he wanted to join this one.
We're already done.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. I'll tell him in a little bit, but. Thank you guys for watching this random yet quick random Sunday rant.
We're gonna do more of these actually.
Please like, rate, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you guys have.
Hold, let me do this. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on NewGamingOrder.com. Check us out on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. We out like the juggernaut, bitch. Nelson, you got this. I just had to do it.
Oh my god! And thank you guys for checking out the NGO group stream that was hosted yesterday at Shimwar's house, and they was testing out the NGO portable stream, and it did very well. So thank you guys for joining and coming out to that. Are we doing the wrestling thing tonight?
Absolutely.
Okay, so for you guys that are wrestling fans, after the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view goes off the air, be sure to tune back here around 10:45 Eastern Time or 11 p.m. Eastern Time for the wrestling what do you call it? The wrestling post wrap up?
Yeah, pay-per-view reaction and wrap up brought to you by NewGamingOrder.com. Those videos tend to do like 1,000+ reviews. So we got a niche with that, Nelson. So we're gonna continue to keep that every month. So we appreciate you guys for supporting.
All right. So with that being said, guys, we're off the air. If anyone does come on and stream, more than happy to do so. But definitely tune back here around 10:45 or 11 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll be doing the wrestling podcast of Hell in a Cell. Peace.